boldip.com.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Bold Inventor Show. This is our first session for an hour long. We're with you for an action-packed 60 minutes. I'm JD Hubner, owner, founder here at Bold Patents Law Firm. I'm here with my co-host, Matthew Kolseth. Matt, good day to you.
Great afternoon.
Thank you for being on this mission with me. This is episode 99.
Yep.
Incredible.
It's twice as long as the last one, but we're going to talk twice as slow.
0% improvement on content, like overall content, but we're just going to stretch it out.
Yep. And then next week, we're going to have a 15-minute. We're going to talk 4 times as fast as today.
No, we're here for an hour, dude. This is actually by popular demand, by the fact that I've been trying to cram so much into a half hour. The interviews kind of like, we just get a little flavor and then we have to cut out. So I'm excited to have a little bit more free-flowing, more natural conversation. We've got one of our own clients waiting backstage, Alizah Josette, as you see from our title, of Spherehead. So I'm excited to have her on, talk about her journey, and have her share some things about the invention and how it's doing in the market. Yeah. We'll just talk about kinds of stuff.
Alizah's great. I got to work with her on a trademark, and she's smart as a whip. Awesome.
Good. We need that around here. You're kind of carrying the load for them. Yeah. So let's see here. This is great. We can be a little more casual, right? We can not be as rushed. What's going on with you this week? Anything going on out of the ordinary?
Just a lot of client calls this week, and taking off most of next week because we're remodeling the kids area upstairs.
Oh, okay.
So
get ready for summer. Are they going to be at home?
They're going to be at camp. So Thursday is the last day of school here in Minnesota, and the kids go off to camp for 2 weeks and 4 weeks, depending on the kid. Okay. So we're going to remodel their area upstairs while they're gone.
That's pretty sweet. Well,
yeah.
So
I'll be laying floor. I'll be scraping popcorn ceilings and painting walls and redoing the bathroom and tiling and the whole deal.
Cool. I like it. Our kids are off next week. And they decided not to do the Explorers Camp, which is kind of the Parks and Rec.
Sure.
So they're going to be at Camp Pop. I'm going to be in charge. I'll be the counselor. So We'll see. I'm going to try to, keep it fun, lively as always, do some workouts, and plan some things out academically as well. So that'll be a bit of a challenge.
That's great. I love that from you guys.
Absolutely. Here at the firm, and we're moving right along. I mean, summer really is not traditionally a slow time. I know for a lot of law firms and maybe other businesses, summer can be a bit of a lull period. We're hopping right along. We had a nice May, and while we do have some vacations with some of the attorneys who are taking time with family, we're able to fill in. So keep things moving. I do want to do a little disclaimer as always. So Matt and I here are attorneys. We're live. We're broadcasting on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. But we're not going to be giving any legal advice, and we don't recommend you post or share anything about your confidential invention or something you might want to have a discussion in confidence about. So if you do have that, I've got a link here for you to schedule time to talk with Dallas and see if this is the right time to move forward. If you're listening now or maybe after the fact and you've got a business, you've always thought, maybe I should or should not trademark this. I've got something that we want to try to protect that's more technological, and we think it may be unique. Look into patent protection, click that link and schedule time to talk with us. We'll be talking about a lot of different things here. We had about 5 questions come in through the week. Matt, we got 3 trademarks and 2 patent questions. We can jump into that.
Let me at it, man. Let me at it.
All right. So let's roll up our sleeves. I'll let you kick things off. This is advice, please. The company that designed my logo a couple of years ago has contacted me to tell me that another company has applied to register the name. And if I want to avoid legal action, I may need to cease using it. Is this legit? I own the domain name and the registered business. I'm worried now. I'm only small and I don't want to give it up. But I don't want to be sued either. So please tell me, advise me, direct me to where I need to get help.
So there's a very small chance it's legitimate. This, generally speaking, is a very recent scam that's been going on for USPTO applicants.
Okay.
You'll get an email from a law firm or, a foreign correspondence office like in China, or a marketing firm that says that your trademark is potentially being used by somebody else and that they want to register the trademark for you, or, you'll have to purchase something from them in order to secure the brand. But 99.9% certain here that this is a scam.
So this is coming from, I think that was my hunch as well. The same company that designed their logo, which is a little bit technical.
They could have gone through one of these, logo mills, like a puppy mill essentially, that does logos and basically sells the same logo off to multiple companies, and that could be what's going on here as well.
What's a surefire way to find out if it's legit, Matt?
Yeah, I would, I guess I'd ask for more information.
Reach out to a trademark attorney, maybe have them take a look.
Talking to a trademark attorney would be the easiest solution. So I'd be happy to take a look at it for them and give them some feedback. But there's lots of scams going on at the USPTO right now. There always have been, but as technology's increased, as AI has increased, we're getting a lot more automated messages to clients pretending to be the USPTO. Some clients are now getting phone calls from the USPTO. In actuality, it's a scam. It's some third party outside the United States.
It's been getting really bad. In fact, we're talking about this where there's now phone calls. That actually show in the caller ID that it's from the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office.
Correct.
And of course, it's a spoofed number. So our clients have been getting confused.
Every day I get an email from a client or a phone call. Is this legit? No.
Yeah. Right. Now on the patent side too, they've got these false renewals. They're saying, "Oh, you've got to contact us to." Here, let's see if I can do it without showing. Well, this could be client confidential, but I won't show it. But it basically will say in the body of the paperwork, they have to put this. Let's see. This notice is being sent only as a courtesy to the patent owner. We are not a government agency, right? So if you see that anywhere on there, it's just a company trying to sell you something. And if you already have counsel, by all means, please reach out and contact your counsel.
Yeah, the one that clients always receive is from the WTP, whatever the heck that is, right?
Yeah.
It's not legitimate. It's some company that's trying to make money and put you on some database of registered trademarks that does absolutely nothing for you and take your $1,000.
Yes. No. There's no such thing as the Bureau of Patent and Trademark. Not a thing. No bureau. There's the United States Patent and Trademark Office.
Also, a thing to know too is that if you have an attorney of record assigned to your trademark or probably patent for that matter, the USPTO will never contact you as a represented client. They will always contact the attorney, and then the attorney will contact you. So I always tell clients when we file for the trademark applications, be warned, you will receive unsolicited emails, phone calls, mailings. They're not legitimate unless they come from us.
Love it. Thank you, Matt. You knocked them out of the park. As always. Okay, one for me. This one is fee related. So it's an expired patent. Let's read through it. I recently developed an idea and I found a single patent. So good for you for doing research. That is basically the same exact thing. I've been searching all day for active products and it appears that there isn't one. The patent did expire because of fee related. Maybe they didn't pay their maintenance fees, which you do need to pay 3.5, 7.5, and 11.5 years to keep the patent enforceable. Can I make the payment and become the owner? No, unfortunately. I wish that, it can't happen. But hey, how about this? Save your money. You can now practice and sell that exact same product without fear of being sued. So that's the big upside. The exchange at the patent office says, hey, you give your invention, you share with the world what you've created, tell us all how to make it, right? Make us all smarter. And in exchange, you get up to a 20-year limited monopoly to be the only one to do it. But your onus is to maintain it. You've got to be able to pay the administrative fees for the patent office to maintain the records and to have that ability to enforce it federally. So if someone didn't make the payment, no, you're not the authorized, you're not actually the inventor, and therefore you're not the owner, so you can't pick it up. but you know that it's been published and now it's expired. There's no one that can come after you for going to market, for using that. And it happened before 20 years was up. So, sometimes, the ventures don't work out and you got to just move on to the next invention. So that is that.
Well said.
Okay. Thank you, sir. This is a long one. I'm going to try to trim it a little bit.
We got an hour.
We do.
So.
Okay. This guy do the golf carts, Matt. Have you been golfing at all this year?
You know what? I went golfing on Saturday for my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm 39. Because we went back. I thought I was 37 a couple weeks ago. I was 38 then. I'm 39 now, apparently.
Well, we're finally the same.
I played terrible. We got to the 8th tee and I was like, I'm done. I'm done. Yeah, I'm an okay golfer, but this was the first time out this year and back was kind of stiff and just wasn't playing well. So,
well, we're staying on that theme here with this question. Someone needs advice on where to go. I work for a company that manufactures golf carts. A few weeks ago, some of our top dealers have received copyright claims on the pictures that they took of our carts. We're not the only ones making these claims, and our dealers are afraid to advertise our carts, as it could result in a takedown of their pages. So they submitted appeals and tried to get posts, put back up with Facebook, and it sounds like maybe other social platforms are responding to perhaps the owner of the artist or the copyright claim.
Sure.
And they're having some trouble. So what do you think is going on here?
That's really unfortunate. So copyright claims are nothing new, right? It's not uncommon that I'll get an email from a client saying, hey, I got a copyright, notice of infringement because I took someone's photo from online and put it on my website, and then a hired firm basically came and found it and is suing me. They can get really expensive. I mean, really expensive, especially if you are going up against some litigator who's dead set on getting their client money. I mean, each copyright claim at, what is it, 20 grand or something like that potentially? It's a lot of money. It's legit scary. But
that's like normative, and there's some like basic.
Yeah, there's some basically in the copyright statute. There's some fee essentially associated to, or fine associated with infringement.
Yeah.
So a lot of times these law firms will just send out mass emails to dozens of individuals, ripping off an image, and it can be really stressful for clients. This is different. This sounds like the person sending the demand letters isn't actually the owner of the copyright, and so I would follow up with an attorney. I know a really good copyright litigator, so if they want to get in touch with me, I'd get them in touch with the copyright litigator. But assuming, of course, that this copyright is not actually owned by the entity that's trying to enforce it, and assuming that they're represented by an attorney, that's a real big ethics problem for that attorney. So I think this could be handled pretty easily with a letter back to the attorney, basically threatening sanctions.
Okay, like it. And just so we kind of level set also, I mean, this, copyright is in the domain of, creative works. And so
Correct.
I'm making a guess here to think that there's probably some image, some logo, some design that's on the cart that's being used by, maybe produced by the manufacturer with or without the permission of the artist, the owner of the artwork.
Well, that's an interesting angle too. Maybe, like you just said, maybe the manufacturer hired a third party to take the photographs.
Yep.
And maybe the third party retained the copyrights potentially.
Okay, of the cart.
Of the photo of the cart, right?
Yeah.
And now they're suing all the people who are using that photo because there wasn't a work made for hire agreement in place or something like that.
Yeah. And we need more information. So if this is you and you're watching this now after the fact, shoot Matt an email or book a discovery call with Dallas. All right, Matt.
Yeah, copyright claims they're no joke.
Yeah. And in fact, just to be above board, we really don't handle a lot of copyright. We do mostly patents and trademarks here at Bold. Copyright leads its own beast, and there are firms like Matt said that they just do copyright, just do even music law.
Yeah. So that's typically who handles this sort of stuff is entertainment law attorneys.
Yeah.
They're typically the copyright experts.
Okay.
I've filed a ton of copyrights over the years, but when it comes to litigation, I always punt on it.
Absolutely. Okay. Here, I'm going to do one more patent one, and we're keeping our guests waiting patiently backstage here. This is patents, and this is about trying to avoiding infringement, which is important. Hello, all. I'm reaching out for some guidance regarding a business venture I'd like to launch. Good. However, the system I intend to use is currently patented. I'm wondering if there is a possibility to tweak the system, perhaps by adjusting certain details like the position of lights or the camera to avoid infringing. Great question, and really smart of you to be aware of an underlying patent that exists. Okay, so yes, this happens all day, every day. Is the ability, the attempt to design around a patent application, patent claim. So what you can do is work with an attorney that can read through the claims, or you can read your own. Right, go to Google Patents and make sure you pull the patent claims up. Don't look at the pictures or the whole 20, 30 page written description. Scroll all the way to the bottom and read and really fully understand the numbered set of written claims. Start with the first claim, which is the independent claim. Usually there's 4 or 5, several clauses. And so if you're talking about different things like lights, cameras, or avoiding infringement, know that in order to be found liable for infringement, you as the product developer would have to be selling a product that matches every single one of those claim limitations. So the longer the claim is, the better for you that means is that all you have to do is not have one of those elements. That's it. So there oftentimes are lots of ways to get creative and to try to design around claims. Now, short, very broad claim, that could be trouble, right? You now got to find a way to redevelop it. And so that tends to be where you can be much more tricky to design around. So take a look at the patent and start thinking.
JD, so when you talk about the patent claims, right, they're all basically connected and contingent upon one another. Is there ever a situation where you have a or situation where this claim or this claim?
You can have multiple independent claims, and this is typical for devices or systems where it's claims 1 through 20, but claims 1 through 11. The first one is about the device. And so independent claim 1 and then dependent claims 2 through 11 will be different varieties of that. And then claim 12 is the method of using it. So it's a brand new independent claim that talks about not what it is, but how a device is used and in combination with other elements or assemblies. So,
interesting.
Yeah, it's a lot to look at, for the layperson, but someone who's familiar with patents, certainly us here at Gold Patents, we will help you kind of appreciate what you're looking at.
And by we, you mean you and the patent attorneys at the firm, not the trademark attorney.
There's different things. Yeah. And honest to goodness, it's actually not me. It's my team, which is incredible. I mean, like Huda, Chris, Benita, they're wonderful.
Yep.
It's not something you just wade into as a non-attorney. So we've got 6 live viewers here today, Matt. I want to remind those that are watching, we are out here. We're going to be here for an hour. Well, maybe now 40 minutes. We have a live guest coming on. So if you have some questions, I know we just ripped up 4 questions there, but if you have some that pop up in your head, you want to get involved, type away. I will try to get that answer. Well, bring your question up anyway, and we'll do our best to swing away with an answer. So feel free to participate live. Let us shift gears. I don't know how you shift these. I have a little Prius, so it's like kind of nudge it over and shift that way. But let's shift gears into our interview session. We've got Alizah Josette. You ready, Matt?
Oh, yeah. Alizah's great. You're going to love her.
Okay, Alizah, welcome to the Bold Inventor Show.
Hi, thank you so much for having me on, and happy birthday, Matt.
Hey, thank you so much, Alizah.
Yeah. All right. This is big. We're learning about inventors and about stories about what you've been up to. Alizah, would you please start things off? Maybe what is Spherehead? What have you invented?
Absolutely. So I have it right here. This is the Spherehead memory foam pillow.
Let's get you on the big screen. There it is. Okay, cool.
Back. This is the side you would sleep on. The head rests in the center concave, and then the neck indent mirrors the natural curve of the cervical spine. And for back sleepers, it's very beneficial because it prevents the head from twisting too far over the shoulder during the night as it rests along the outer curve of the cheek. So it helps prevent neck muscle strain and keeps the spine aligned. It's also helpful for side sleepers because it rests along that outer curve of the face. It won't interfere with any sleep apparatus like an eye mask or a CPAP machine. I personally love the Spherehead pillow because I'm a back and side sleeper. And what I love about it is it rolls with you as you move during the night. So I can seamlessly transition between sleeping positions. And it also has a charmeuse fabric pillowcase. So it keeps the hair shiny and helps prevent breakage, and it's beneficial for all hair types.
JD, isn't she great? I mean, listen to that pitch. I think that's the best pitch we got.
So
very smooth.
Yeah, I love it. Okay. Where do I start here? So Matt, you're working with her on the trademark side.
Yep.
Spherehead.
And her trademark was actually just published last month.
Congrats, that's huge. Good.
So accepted her trademark application. No issues with descriptiveness or likelihood of confusion. We're set to register.
So it's published, right? So not yet registered. We're potentially hoping no one else opposes it. But this is
correct. The publication period is the time period for those listening at home who third parties can, whether the trademark owners or unregistered trademark owners, can oppose a trademark application. Yeah. And basically kickstarts a little bit of a agency level litigation.
Got it. Cool. Alizah, so tell us kind of where you are at with the product. What have you decided to do in terms of going to market?
Well, I just recently came onto market after about 5 years of going down this journey. Okay. And I am currently on Amazon. I do have a landing page as well that I'm in the process of turning it into its own e-commerce page.
Okay.
But looking right now to partner with chiropractors, other healthcare professionals whose clientele could benefit from the Spherehead pillow.
Right.
So I love it. Oh, go ahead, JD.
All right. So this, I was going to show this off. So this is on your Amazon page, but you've got the product for sale here, and you're saying it works well with CPAP, and it's been listed here for how long did you say on Amazon?
Very recently, about a month.
A month, okay.
Very cool. Now, Alizah, did you go through the brand registry process yet with Amazon?
Yes, I did.
Great. Awesome. So for those listening at home, if you have a product you want to sell on Amazon and you want to participate in Amazon's brand registry, which allows you to seek remediation for infringement, also have access to A+ pages, which are the fancy landing pages for products. You have to have a trademark application or registration here in the United States if you're on US Amazon. So it sounds like Alizah's already gone through that process, which is wonderful.
Yes, and it was very simple, and you actually helped me with that a little bit as well. Because I had to, you were my trademark attorney, so
okay. I figured I probably was I figured I probably sent you the code, right? But we do that every day for clients, so it's not uncommon.
Very good. Well, good. So you're up for a couple months. Give us a thumbs up. Hard to tell. Not so good. What's the report in terms of sales on Amazon?
Things are going well so far. I'll be honest, it's a slow start. I think a brand new startup business. This is actually my first sort of media outlet. The press release was last week, so I am hoping for more outreach soon. Yep. But right now, it's really just getting it off the ground, getting the word out there. And like I said, it's really trying to partner with professionals who can recommend it to clients. That's kind of my strategy right now. It seems to be working, and I don't know. I think it's the best way to go.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I mean, if you're selling products today online, you have to be on Amazon. It's just it's not the most profitable place to sell a product, obviously, but from an advertising standpoint, that's where you're gonna get all the eyeballs.
Absolutely.
So we have clients that ask me this a lot is like, hey, as soon as I go to market, I just pop it on Amazon. Aren't I going to get a bunch of infringers and people ripping me off? Have you seen any of that?
No, I have not, but I've only been on for a short amount of time. So hopefully that's not what my future holds, but not yet.
That's great. It's really good. I think especially given, you've got the brand registry page, that probably helps. And, I don't really toot an Amazon horror, but there's similar sites, we'll call it Walmart, anywhere, e-commerce sites, they've really, I think, stepped up in terms of their ability to, or not ability, but their enforcement, if you will, of their own pages, right? They don't want to have, owners of the mark having multiple copies, right? And have people taking their products off because they can't, combat, rip-offs or copycats. So wouldn't you agree, Matt? Have you seen that with some of your other clients that have had trouble?
Yeah, absolutely. Getting knocked off is nothing new. Alizah, where are you manufacturing your product? Is it abroad or is it here?
Unfortunately, it's abroad for right now, but that's not my goal. I did try to have it manufactured here in the United States, but the point of the Spherehead pillow is a lot of specialty pillows sell for over $100, and I wanted to keep this affordable.
Yep.
And I would have had to quadruple the price if I wanted it to be made in America. So right now, it is being made overseas.
Sure.
But in the future, I'm hoping to open my own manufacturing plant and just do it myself. And that way I'll be able to keep the costs low and have more control as well.
Great. By the way, I should just mention that sidebar. I have a client who is a basically pillow manufacturer here in Minneapolis. And they sell directly into Target. So they're both producer and seller into Target, but they also represent other companies that they manufacture for into Target. So once you get a little bit more traction in the marketplace, we should chat and I'll introduce you.
Oh, thank you so much. I mean,
I worked with them. They're great.
Always wonderful, honestly, Mag. I so appreciate working with you throughout these last few years.
Good.
And I should say the entire staff at Bold, because, my patent side, they're just wonderful.
Thank you. Well, thank you for saying that. I had a quick comment here from Liz. Liz Atlin made a comment about this recommendation, rather, for you to join I Fund Women. So if you push your idea and pitch the project moving forward, maybe she's a part of them. Liz, if you're still on, if you have a way, for her to get in contact with you or just to reach out to I Fund Women, take a look at that if you're looking for more funding. Maybe start your manufacturing.
I appreciate that, Liz. Thank you. Absolutely. That's wonderful and so thoughtful of you to send that along. I truly appreciate it.
Love it. Okay, one thing I heard on when you were doing your pitch that kind of resonated with me is this was not an overnight success. Okay, this was 5 years in the making. You said that. That's a huge amount of time. That may not be what people listening that are, they have a cool idea, they want to just go straight to market, want to hear, but it's a reality. Can we kind of go back in time and talk about some of that 5 years and have you share with some of our inventors that might be listening live or after the fact about some of those major milestones you went through and lessons learned?
Oh, absolutely. So yes, it has been nearly 5 years. And I would say that every step of my journey has felt right around the corner. But what I have learned as an inventor and now an entrepreneur is there are constant bumps in the road, and I circumvent one hurdle and another just then pops up. So basically, I would say to take any sort of expected timeline and add about 1.5 years to it.
So true. So
right.
True.
Patience is what this takes. But ultimately, I guess my greatest accomplishments along this way were, of course, getting my patents. I have a utility and a design, the trademark that Matt helped me with. And then it was really the prototype stage that took quite a substantial amount of time, of course, because even though this is the first product that I'm releasing to the public, I wanted to make sure that it would be successful and really helpful to people, and that it would benefit as many people that it possibly could. So that took several years and a lot of resources and patience. And then finally getting to market was a hurdle in and of itself. So getting the website up, doing the PR, it really is a long journey, but I would advise anyone thinking of pursuing their own business or inventing a product to just remain flexible, keep adjusting and moving forward, and eventually you'll reach your goal.
Yeah. I think you just like persistence, right? Just dog it. You're going to make this happen, hell or high water kind of thing. It seems the overall trend. And some of the few inventors I can count on my hands that have really made it. You'd fall into one of those categories for sure. And so let's talk about maybe one of the particular steps, in that early journey, as you started to, wonder, is this patentable? What started you down that journey? Because that's pretty early, if you can remember back. But was it someone told you, or you talked to someone else that said, no, or was it just all your own research? How did you go about that initial spark and wanting to reach out to see if this was protectable with a patent?
Well, to be honest, I just needed this pillow. It lived in my head. And like I said, I am a back and side sleeper, and I was struggling quite a bit for many years to find an adequate pillow. They all had different issues for me that I don't want to take the time to go into, but I just thought the best way of going about inventing it for myself was to go through the patent route. It wasn't necessarily thinking about bringing a product to market personally. I was just looking to have someone else invent it and I could use it. That's
Really?
not the way that my journey went, but that's actually why I reached out for patents. Was really, I just wanted someone to make this pillow for me to get a good night's sleep.
Necessity is the mother of invention, of course, right? You needed this to be able to sleep better. So like you say, you don't want to get into the details, but I imagine there's something significant. I mean, you want better sleep, or to sleep, period, and be able to have comfortable rest. And so you wanted somebody to do it. Turns out that somebody was you. Tell me what that means. I mean, did you kind of develop it as you were going through the early stages of the filings?
Yes, I did. So I sketched it out and called the Bold Patent Law Firm and sent them these little drawings that I had done of what was in my head. And we started the journey. And then simultaneously, I was contacting engineers to create a CAD file, which is the first step to have any sort of prototype created. They have to make a 3D model of it, so to speak. And that was really the beginning of this journey for me. And then it was just prototyping and testing. I will be honest, the first Spherehead pillow was specifically for me. The shape of my head is all about spine alignment as well. So it was exactly the measurement I needed for off of my mattress to keep my spine aligned. It was really just, it was not a one size fits all like the product is now. It went through many different sizes and foams, and but absolutely, that was the beginning of the journey.
Cool. Alizah, I'm going to jump in really quick. Alizah, tell us a little bit about your professional background. It sounds like you're not an engineer.
No.
So tell me, I guess, about your background and how that translated into a new product category entirely.
Not at all. So I was a paralegal for 17 years. But not a patent or trademark paralegal. I did probate and estates.
Got it.
So very different fields. And I had no familiarity whatsoever with being an inventor or patent law. This was really, like you said, it was just a necessity for me because I am a back sleeper primarily. And because I had a desk job, I would wake up in the middle of the night, my neck muscles would be twisting and straining all night long. And I would then go to work where I'm sitting, and I just had a lot of neck problems. I had migraines. It was difficult. The pillows that were on the market held my head at a 90-degree angle. Those are the only ones that addressed this sort of issue of it falling over the shoulder in the middle of the night in this unnatural twist. And those were really restricting and hot, and also prevented me from rolling over to my side in the middle of the night. So there was no background whatsoever. It was a whole new avenue for me.
Yeah. One, I wanted to point out that initial spark in that why you reached out is you didn't have all of what it looks like now, all perfectly dialed in, the design, the material types. It was sketches. And so that I want to make that point, that anyone out there that feels like, oh, I'm not ready, there's no way this is something I could talk seriously with an attorney about, you might be wrong. And so it's worth your 15 minutes to give us a call and see if now, even with your sketches or ideas, even if it's something that merits pursuing, and we'll help you get started, and to see if it's something that, once we do a search and confirm that really there may be some novelty and this is something that's got legs, you can develop it as you go. It doesn't need to be perfectly done, all ironed out of the gate.
I do agree. And I just want to interject that contacting Bold was the first step in this process. And I am so grateful because really this team has helped me along the way, every step of the way. And I am so grateful that I made that decision to reach out to the Bold firm. And thank you, JD, for hiring such a wonderful staff. I mean, down to the ladies in the office, little shout out to Megan. I mean, they're all just so incredible.
Boss lady.
And they've really helped me on my journey.
Yes, she is boss lady now, by the way. And let's call out another woman, Huda Algera.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Hey, Huda, Megan Harris, and a guy, Nat Tulseth. I haven't heard of him, but yeah, apparently.
By the way, for those listening, this is a paid advertisement. Just kidding. Not paid advertisement.
Yeah, no, unfair.
Well, I rave about everyone that I've worked with, to be honest, because I mean, they're all amazing and they're supportive, and it's really important to trust your team and the people that you are working with. I would say that's another lesson that I have learned. Whoever believes in you and believes in your product is invaluable, and you should really appreciate them and their support. And I always try to express that.
Thank you, Alizah, for coming on and being brave to share your journey. Anything else you wanted to talk about here as we kind of wrap up? Well, I know we're going to do our next segment here, looking at a Shark Tank pitch. But anything else you want to share? Final thoughts for those, maybe inventors like yourself thinking about whether they want to take the same journey you took?
Well, I would say just the patience and perseverance, and absolutely your team is the most important, I believe. And just good luck, keep going. Ultimately, my motivation was very simple when I was feeling discouraged with all these bumps in the road that just happened that I was not expecting. I invented this pillow for myself, and I figured that there is this hole in the market, so there's others who could benefit from it as well. And find the motivation that really keeps you going, because it is not an easy journey. And for me, helping other people get a restful night's sleep, that's what kept me going. So best of luck to anyone out there watching.
Love it. I asked this of all of our guests, and some people want to reach out directly to you. Are you comfortable if I give away out your email address?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I'll share that here. So please reach out.
Especially if you're a distributor or you work for Target Corporate or Walmart Corporate. And
Yes.
You want to purchase 100,000 units, feel free to email.
Yes, yeah, put those emails in there too.
There we go. So we got Alizah.Josette@gmail. Cool. Very, very cool. Well, hang out backstage. We're going to go check out our this little bit of Shark Tank episode and come do a critique. Love to have you back on. And if anybody has any questions for Alizah while she's backstage, please send them in. We'll fire those out. We're going to stay on for another 20 minutes. So again, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alizah.
All right. Love that. That was awesome. Look, this is a full conversation. She's fantastic. So we need to look. Yeah. she's looking to partner, right, with chiropractors and going next level with this, not just putting the product
She just needs to find that influencer on YouTube that can kind of take it to the next level, right?
That's right. Very, very good. We had one quick shout out for Megan as well. Gotta love it. So for sure. Okay, Matt, I'm gonna cue this up. You can go and get right into your ballad, your musical ballad, while we get this pulled up.
Sounds good. La, 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 la. I think we're ready to go. For those who don't know, I am not a singer.
Let me make sure my audio is good too. All right. Testing. And we'll play here.
We're good.
All right. Let's have a look. This is the Fluffle. I think they're going to pronounce it, but Fluffle.
It gets just as cozy as the world's best nappers.
Hi, Sharks. My name is Noah, and my name is Yuki. We're recent college grads, and we're here seeking $200,000 in exchange for 10% of our company, Fluffle. Sharks, we all have those long days where we crave a cozy nap to get away from the troubles of the world. When you just need a break from the stress and exhaustion, you could quite literally sleep anywhere. I mean, look at our buddy, Kipper over here. Shark, don't you find yourself jealous of Kipper, able to nap literally wherever he wants? Don't you ever wish you could have what Kipper has? Well, now you can. Introducing Fluffle. It's a dog bed for humans. That's right, Sharks. Fluffle is the world's first dog bed specifically designed for humans. Because if you work like a dog, why not sleep like one? When you sink into the Fluffle, you're surrounded by the softest materials and textures. The soft little border allows you to tuck your hands and feet inside and maximize what we like to call the snuggle factor. The plush faux fur and high-grade orthopedic memory foam allow you to turn any place into a napping space. Doesn't he look cozy? I'm gonna want to wake him up. Sharks, we want to bring this revolutionary napping experience everywhere. So don't sleep on this opportunity to join us in building a napping empire. All right, so who wants to try the Fluffle?
I do. Yeah, I want to touch it.
Robert, we figured you would really want to try it.
I definitely want to try it.
Come on, anyone.
I want a dog bed in my living room.
So
Yes.
we started out just creating a fun product that would bring joy and comfort to people's lives. But we realized we're building something bigger than that when we put it on TikTok and went viral. And we started getting flooded with messages from people sharing just how excited they were for this product. We spoke with mothers of children with sensory issues, veterans with physical trauma, people that suffer from a range of sleep issues that just need more comfortable places
But you've
to rest.
never delivered these.
It's only been 3 months since we graduated.
When do you?
Or 200.
Oh, we're at 15 million in sales in 2
we love
years.
Huxley's a huge inspiration for us, and a lot of their kind of story about helping people with anxiety and just find more comfort.
Without
and cozy,
question.
you know?
Yeah, without
They're
question.
messaging about like, why don't adults need hugs too? That's kind of what we're trying to embrace here. Like, adults need comfort; they need to be cozy.
So are you saying we
can
should work
anyone
together
knock
on
you
this?
off? Do you have a pattern? Is there any kind of protection?
So right now, we're the first to market with this product. We filed for our provisional patent and are currently working on our utility and design patents. We've also filed for the trademark for our name, as well as for the phrase, the dog bed for humans.
Yeah, I don't. It's a dog bed.
And the fact say from you, just like that.
Okay, 200,000 for 40%.
All right, they did get a deal. They got a combo deal with Mark and Lori. I had to skip around a little bit. So Fluffle,
No, that's great.
Matt, what's your take on that?
Yeah.
You have dogs. Do they have dog beds?
Yep. He's got a dog bed, and half the time the kids are sitting in it. Well,
Okay.
a third of the time the kids are sitting in it. The other third, the cat is sitting in it, and then a third of the time, Alfredo the dog is sitting in it. So,
Right.
it's kind of a fun idea, right? I could see this being like a really like cool thing for like a kids like play space area, right? The kids can kind of just lounge. A few years ago, like the kids were like, younger teens were into mocking, right? They hang out together in their hammocks, right? This is kind of like that too. It's cool. They do have a couple trademark applications, registrations.
Okay.
So, I think it's kind of a fun idea.
I think it's fun. I think you nailed it. I think this fits the college age, right? The 20s, maybe early 30s.
It's like a love sack, but lower to the ground.
Yeah. And I mean, I suppose you could fit 2 people in there, but it looks like it's pretty much individual use. And gosh, there's no way it's going to be as comfortable as a bed. I mean, but it's better than the floor, no doubt. And I think it's got that appeal where. So how about that phrase? That was something I wanted to ask you about, Matt. They're trying to trademark this dog beds for humans. I think that's what they said.
Yeah.
Slogan type of a phrase.
I don't. So they have registered human dog bed.
Okay.
Let me look at that registration because that seems really descriptive, doesn't it? To you?
It does. Yeah. Take a look at it. I'll talk patents while you take a look at that.
Perfect.
So they did mention they filed a provisional, and for those that don't know what that means, is it's a placeholder, and it's a less formal version of an application that you can file in the U.S. And what's cool about it is it allows you to write a really nice broad disclosure of your invention. You can include figures, but you're not restricted in terms of what formal drawings or putting specific claim structure or detailed description. It's just whatever you want to put in there that fully enables the invention. And it does allow you up to a year to make iterations, like Alizah was saying, things that can change over time, and refine it, build it, manufacture it, and get it just right, and then put those details into the non-provisional. So I did look them up, and they actually are published, but they have not gotten a granted patent yet on their application. They're thinking really big. These young entrepreneurs, they filed what's called a patent cooperation treaty application, which is an international placeholder. So they filed the provisional, and they filed the PCT. So they're eligible now to file in any member country of that treaty. It's 150 countries. So they have not yet filed in the national phase. It's still likely being evaluated at the United States, which was their designated research. But you can save a bunch of money that way. You can have basically one examiner search on behalf of all of those countries, and you get the benefit in not having to pay for a search at all those countries. So
I didn't know that. I didn't know that's how it worked. Okay, that's cool.
That's how it worked. Yeah.
That's,
what did you find on their trademark side on that?
Yeah. So they did disclaim the word bed.
Okay.
Which I still thought to myself, like, what's going on with this? Why a human dog bed? That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
They're on the supplemental database. So that's it, right? So for those who aren't familiar with trademark law in the United States, there's the principal database, and then there's the secondary, right, or supplemental database. Principal is kind of like the varsity. It's what you want to be on. It's what's enforceable in federal district court. Supplemental, secondary register basically means that the trademark over time has the potential to become distinctive of the product. So in this particular case, the USPTO says it's pretty descriptive, but we think if you're in the market long enough and you create enough interest and secondary meaning in the product and the trademark, we think you could potentially register as a federal principal database registration.
So it's not like an outright no, sorry, you're out. It's now.
Yeah, here's like just a consolation prize for your efforts, right? But the good news is when it's time to renew this trademark for human dog bed, instead of renewing the trademark, the attorney of record could choose to just resubmit the application after 5 years of use and make a secondary acquired distinctiveness argument, secondary meaning argument, meaning that even though it's descriptive, it's become, through exclusive use of the brand and, kind of unsolicited reviews and things like that's become synonymous with the product itself.
Right. All right. Taking a break from patents and trademarks and IP, Alizah, from your perspective, being in the industry of sleep, if you will, what's your take on the pitch from these two young gents?
I think it's very creative. The only issue I had, and I hate that I had one at all, but it seemed like a primary part of their pitch was that it's a portable bed, you can nap anywhere. And it seemed a little cumbersome. Like it was very large. And I know that it folded up, but I can't imagine like bringing that around with me to work so it seems like if that's kind of a premise they're going with, that it's a portable bed, I would think that it should fold up again, maybe into like a square. But in general, it did look very comfortable. I won't lie. And hopefully it just fits all body sizes. that's what I had to go through with Spherehead. Is not everyone's spine is the same distance off the mattress. So if you want to keep spine alignment, you have to consider weights of heads and bodies. And so that was the other thought I had when watching it is, does this fit all the body types that we have, especially if it's around the world? But obviously not every product's going to be for everyone. And I wish them the best of luck. Like I said, it's definitely, I agree with you. It's for a certain age, perhaps, but better than the floor. I love that comment.
That's a really good comment you made, though. And I think that's something we should spend a little bit of time on. I worked at Boeing for a while, and while I didn't do any of the designing for the seats, for example, I know they actually have a pretty specific criteria where they want to have, the seat where between the 5% of people by height and weight and 95%, right? So they're covering that huge chunk of 90% of most human beings. Did you go through some detailed analysis with respect to the Spherehead and think about, okay, what's the smallest head possible? Smallest adult head. Maybe this is going to fit all, but maybe the smallest of heads. And how did you go about sizing it?
Oh, no, absolutely. And I'll be honest, children use the Spherehead pillow too. I have a 2-year-old nephew who sleeps on it, and a 6-year-old, my aunt's niece. So no relation there, but she loves it as well. So children can use the Spherehead pillow. For me, it was really heavier heads or larger skulls. That is really what I needed to make sure was a target audience that could fit inside of the Spherehead pillow. And I just accomplished that by prototyping. I targeted that audience mainly just to make sure that they found it comfortable, and could still move. And thankfully, this prototype, I feel, does suffice across the board. But like I said, it won't obviously be for everyone, but I'm hoping that maybe, like you said, the 5 to 95% of people who try it out, hopefully they find it just as comfortable.
Yeah. Well, Alizah, sign me up when you come up with one for stomach sleepers like me. I'll be the first to buy one from you.
Oh, absolutely. Will do.
I'm trying to imagine that. Well, look, the Spherehead, I think, would help even with my wife in particular. She gets attacked by the kids in the morning, and it could actually function as a helmet, right? Sort of of not getting that impact. Of course, it doesn't prevent any injury to other parts of your body or limbs, but hilarious bonus. But
maybe I'll start making that claim,
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. All right. Well, so wrapping things up. So Fluff, though, we want to come back to that real quick. So I did see a comment from Liz. Thank you for being such an active participant. She was thinking, hey, they could be, at airports. I love this. I have definitely laid my butt down and tried to sleep on airport floor.
Oh, yeah.
Awkwardly in the armchair and
Oh, yeah.
Totally. So I thought this was a really good point. And then, hey, maybe like Airbnb or a rental room, I like it. So those are really good thoughts. I could see this perhaps even for your product, Alizah. These partnerships abound. I mean, so many different opportunities for your product. But I think working that angle with professionals is probably the best, with chiropractors and that type of thing, or dentists, or those that have airway. I don't know if Matt's familiar, but about a year ago, I got involved in a dental networking group and learned that it isn't just about the teeth, right? A lot of dentists are actually now kind of, practicing or advising with respect to sleep and airway issues. And so that may be another avenue for you to think about, is networking with dental providers that can be kind of the first, the first lines of some people that start complaining about bruxism, right? Grinding teeth, or not, having bad breath because maybe they're some other underlying concern about lack of sleep.
Absolutely. Thank you. That's a wonderful avenue.
Yeah. Sweet. Matt, we covered a ton. Alizah, I'm so glad to have you.
I love this format. I love the longer format, JD. It's great.
Agreed. Yeah. I feel like
we actually got really into Alizah's product, into Spherehead. So that was cool.
We did.
I appreciate it so much. Thank you both. I can't express my gratitude. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Thank you for coming on and being with us. And for those that missed the show live, know that we're here every Wednesday at 1:30 Pacific, so you can catch us next week. And for Matt and myself and those here at Bold, wish you guys a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Go big, go bold.
Go big, go bold at boldip.com.